everyone, welcome to this lesson 4. Today we are going to explore some very useful grammar and vocabulary to talk about food. So let's get started. Let's start with countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are the ones we can count 1, 2, 3. For example, an apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. We can say a sandwich, 3 oranges, or 5 carrots. Uncountable nouns are things we can't count because they don't have a clear number, like milk, rice, sugar, or water. We say, I need some milk for my coffee, or there is a lot of rice in the kitchen. Sometimes, when we talk about uncountable nouns, we use expressions like a slice of bread or a glass of water to talk about portions. We don't say a bread or a water. Now let's look articles. A and. We use a and with singular countable nouns. For example, a banana, an egg, a tomato. But remember, we use a before consonant sounds. For example, a carrot, and before vowel sound. For example, an apple. Some. We use some in different sentences with plural or uncountable nouns. For example, I have some apples, or I need some sugar for the cake. Any. We use any in questions and negative sentence. For example, do we have any milk? Or I don't have any egg. Well, here's a tip. We also use some when we offer something or ask politely. For example, would you like some tea? Or can I have some water, please? Now let's see quantifier. Much, many, and a lot of. Much. We use much with uncountable nouns, usually in questions and negative sentences. For example, how much water do you drink every day? Or another example is, I don't need much sugar. I don't need much sugar. Many. We use many with countable nouns, also in questions or negative. For example, how many eggs do you need for the cake? Or I don't have many oranges left. A lot of. We use a lot of with both countable and uncountable nouns, especially in affirmative sentence. For example, we have a lot of fruit at home, or there's a lot of cheese on the pizza. And now, to make learning even more fun, we have some interactive game to practice everything we learned today. Now we'll learn new food vocabulary words. These words will help you describe ingredients and your favorite dishes. Let's start with fruit. Here are some examples. Apple, apple. Banana, banana. Orange, orange. Strawberry, strawberry. Watermelon, watermelon. Pineapple, pineapple. Pear, pear. Mango, mango. Grape, grape. Cherry, cherry. Well, fruits are usually countable, and we use them a lot in dessert, juice, or salad. For example, I love eating watermelon in summer. I love eating watermelon in summer. Now let's move to vegetable. Here we have two: carrot, carrot. Tomato, tomato. Lettuce, lettuce. Cucumber, cucumber. Broccoli, broccoli. Onion, onion. Spinach, spinach. Corn, corn, garlic, garlic, pepper, pepper. Well, vegetables are very common in healthy dishes. For example, I add some spinach to my soup. I add some spinach to my soup. Next is dairy products. We have milk, milk, cheese, cheese, butter, butter, yogurt, yogurt, cream, cream, ice cream, ice cream. Well, most dairy products are uncountable. For example, you can say, I don't drink much milk, but I eat a lot of cheese. Let's continue with meat and protein. We have chicken, chicken, beef, beef, pork, pork, fish, fish, eggs, eggs, beans, beans, lentils, lentils, tofu, tofu, sausages, sausages. Remember, meat words like chicken or beef are uncountable, but egg and beans are countable. So we have for example, we need some chicken and 2 eggs. We need some chicken and 2 eggs. Now, grains and pasta. We have rice, rice, bread, bread, pasta, pasta, cereal, cereal, noodles, noodles, oats, oats, flour, flour, crackers, crackers. Well, most of these are uncountable, so we say, I don't eat much bread, but I eat a lot of rice. Let's look at drinks. Water, water, juice, juice, tea, tea, coffee, coffee, milkshake, milkshake, soda, soda, lemonade, lemonade, hot chocolate, hot chocolate, smoothie, smoothie. Well, drinks are usually uncountable, but if you mention a container, they become countable. For example, I'd like a cup of tea or a glass of juice. Finally, dessert and sweets. Cake, cake, cookies, cookies, chocolate, chocolate, candy, candy, pudding, pudding, donuts, donuts, muffins, muffins, brownies, brownies. Well, these are perfect for practicing quantifiers. For example, I eat too many cookies and too much chocolate. I eat too many cookies and too much chocolate. Now you know a lot new words to talk about food. Great job for today. Keep on practicing what we learned and see you in the next lesson.